Alright, so I decided instead of um, like dragging out a video, trying to explain a ton of stuff, I'm just gonna try and do it really quick so that anybody that's looking for specific information, they could just kind of like cut to it really quick and they don't have to sit, through a long like 12-minute video. Alright, so blowouts, cuts, like internal cuts, all that stuff. Maybe what you could, and also like what you could use to size up your ears, like in terms of lubricant wise. Um, I'm just gonna cover those, and if I think of anything else, then I'll while I'm in the process of doing this, then I will say it. And if I can't think of anything else now, and I think of something later, like I said, I will make another video and I will post it up. And I will probably title it of whatever it was I thought of. Okay, so blowout. Now, quick demonstration. You get a blowout easiest by getting by dead stretching. If you dead stretch, if you just a process of you changing your taper slash plug constantly and flush tunnel, whatever. I forgot the name of the little the spiral one. I forgot the name of it. I think that could be the name of it, but I'm not sure the actual name of it if it isn't. So I do apologize for that. But when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, changing or just taking in and out those different forms of stretching your ears could potentially give you a blowout. One, if you don't do it the right way or the safest way possible, which meaning like if you don't lube whatever you're using, the product, or if you just try and dead stretch. Now, dead stretch is if you don't lube anything and you just try and shove it in your ear when it's dry, not even having any idea whether or not it's really ready to go in your ears, or if it is ready to go in your ears, but it's just not going in because it's not lubed up enough. Now, I'm just going to show you, but the process that gives you the blowout, what I'm trying to explain is whenever you have a plug or taper in, for example, whenever you put it in from either side, as you can see when I push down, how my skin kind of pushes out, that process gives you a blowout. Now, dead stretching and doing that increases your chances. You can look on YouTube for what a blowout actually looks like. It's actually, I've tried to explain it before. It's just, I can't really explain it. It's just kind of like skin that just got pushed out, and then now it's just sitting there. And it's not good, and it hurts, depending on whether or not, how long you've had the blowout for. Now, how to treat a blowout, you just get sea salt water, soak whichever ear, whether it be both ears or just one ear, whichever ear has the blowout, you soak it in sea salt water for a little while. And then that'll kind of like, it'll like get rid of all the gunk and all that stuff like off. And you put in not the size that you stretched from, but the size below that. And then you put either an O-ring or a plug or whatever on it, and the plug meaning like so it doesn't go anywhere, or a taper and put some O-rings on it and so it doesn't go anywhere, and then you just sit and let your ears heal, or your ear heal, whatever, however however it happens. What else can I say about it? There's not really much else I could say about a blowout except how to treat it, how to prevent it. Like I said, use the proper lubricant. You could use well, I'm just gonna tell you what I have used. I've used Neosporin, and I've used non-scented lotion. I've never. It's good for you to use vitamin E oil, and it's good for you to use jojoba oil because they're actually meant for your ears and for you to stretch with. But I've been stretching for about a good 2 years now. I've had gauges in my ears. I've had tapers and plugs in my ears for about a good 2 years, and I've never once used either of those. I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm not trying to disprove anybody, but I'm saying you don't have to use them. If you're smart about your stretching, you don't have to use vitamin E oil or like the jojoba oil. It's kind of hard to pronounce. Um, but yeah, so I've been using non-scented moisturizing lotion, like really like lotion that's meant like it's just packed full of stuff to moisturize your ears. Like just anything, like wherever you put it, just moisturizes it like instantly. So that's what I do. After I come out the shower, I moisturize my ears with some lotion, and then I'm on my merry way, pretty much. So that and Neosporin. The Neosporin I used before because I was afraid that I had cut the inside of my ear. So what I did is I used Neosporin as a lubricant, and it was all over the taper in my ear, and I stretched with that so that if I did get a cut, I already had Neosporin on it, and I thought that it would help the healing process of it, so it would just heal with it in my ear, and I wasn't gonna move it or anything like that. It was just because of the pain or whatever that I had before, when I was stretching from the lower sizes up. That little stinging pain. I thought that I was getting like a cut or something, but I wasn't. It was just like precautionary measures that I took. So the blowouts, and also dealing with like cuts and stuff. You get cuts from like using the silicone plug method of stretching, where you fold the silicone plug or flush tunnel down in half, and you stick it in your ear, and then you just let it go and you let it expand. That pop is like a shock to your ear. Um, and that pop can actually expand it, like it'll expand it so fast that your ear isn't ready for it, depending on the size, and it could actually stretch your ear too much, too quickly, and it'll like rip it a little bit on the inside. So instead of getting a blowout, you'll get an internal cut on your earlobe. So that's also pretty dangerous. I'm not, going against doing it because it's actually a lot easier if you don't, want to get a blowout. But in the same aspect, it still isn't very safe. And that's pretty much it about, I guess like dealing with the blowout and dealing with like internal cuts, or how to prevent getting internal cuts. Just be safe about the whole silicone stretch. Make sure that you know for sure that your ears are ready to stretch. If you have room, if you can see through there, when you look in the mirror and you can see through the gap in between your plug and your earlobe, if you can actually see through to the other end, and there's like a gap in there or whatever, then your ears are most likely probably ready to stretch. But depending on what size you're going to, that may or may not be the case. Like, you still may have some extra room that you need to let your ears grow to before you can stretch. A waiting period. Waiting period would be from, I would say the safest would be, let's say you stretched um, one day, and you wait, and you should wait probably about, I waited 2.5 weeks, I would say, between every stretch. And the only reason I say 2.5 weeks is because, well, my ears did heal up pretty fast, but I waited extra days just to make sure. Like, there were days where I just felt like, oh, I can stretch now, but I didn't. I waited extra days just to be sure that my ears were ready. That whole patience, you need patience when you're stretching your ears. You don't want to do it too fast, or you'll regret the fact that you didn't wait, and you'll have ruined your whole experience with getting stretched ears, and being able to wear plugs, with a happy face, I guess you could say, because you had messed up, and you're not. It's not a good feeling when you mess up. So, waiting period wise, whenever you first get your ears pierced, I waited 3 months. I don't know why, but I did. Um, and then after that, I started stretching, and then the waiting period was 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks, and those are my waiting periods. So, as I said, I'm just gonna give you, like, my experience with it. So that's what I did. I waited that amount of time. If you want to wait that amount of time, then good. If you don't, then I hope you don't get messed up earlobes. Um, Hopefully you're waiting 2 weeks at least, and not doing it week after week after week, because that sudden stretch, it's just not healthy. It really isn't good for your ears, and you're not really giving your ears enough time to heal. So that's pretty much it for this. I didn't want it to go to 12 minutes. It didn't go to 12 minutes, but it's still a long video. I hope it wasn't too long, but I hope it was informative also. Like I said, if you have any questions, please ask me, and I will respond with a video answering your questions. So that's it for this video. I will probably be making more videos later on, but right now, that's pretty much all I have. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I can give you more information later on ear stretching.